And Bloody Roar 4 makes the brilliant choice of making mainstay characters in the series hidden characters that you can't select until they force you to play through a completely different mode of play. Why would you do that? I mean, Sheena, who's one of the hidden characters, was a selectable character going back to Bloody Roar 2 when she made her first appearance. And Long has been selectable since the very first Bloody Roar. And he was one of the key players in the plot, going all the way back to that. So instead, the only thing I can think of is that they made these people, Reiji, Ryoho, Mana, Nami, main characters, because they were involved in the plot that they made up for it. A plot which basically ripped off every RPG I have ever played. Because if you haven't heard of Gaia by now, you clearly have not been playing video games at all. Basically, the idea is that the Unborn is pissing off Gaia and it's causing all these earthquakes and natural disasters. Okay, I'll go along with that. And apparently you have to reseal the dragon, and that magically makes everything better. Now the thing is, this is resolved way too easily. I mean, why would you even bother going through and fighting these other people when you could just go straight to the shrine, kick Ryoho's ass, tell him stop pissing off Gaia, and resolve everything from there? And that's another thing. Why in Bloody Roar 4 are you fighting all these people when supposedly they are all friends with each other? Bloody Roar 2 actually had some kind of explanation for why you were fighting these people. Bloody Roar 3, you didn't. Bloody Roar Primal Fury, Extreme, you had the tournament. Which, okay, I'll buy that. Bloody Roar 3, the characters are basically fighting each other to see who gets their ending to show up on screen. Bloody Roar 4, they're basically fighting to see who gets the most screen time at the end of the playthrough. And the endings go basically, well, I guess I just say this. Why is Yuriko so retarded? I mean, the first Bloody Roar she showed up and she was like this little girl, maybe like Mana's age, 9, something like that, 8. She turns into the Chimera. Bloody Roar 2, she shows up again. She's older. She turns into a half-beast for some reason. And every time she knocks someone out, she goes, there's blood on my paw. Which doesn't make sense because she's saying it while she's in human form. But, okay, I'll go with that. Sorry, there's a copy of Silent Hill Homecoming on the floor, and I keep looking at it and wanting to say Silent Hill. Silent Hill! There we go. Bloody Roar 3, every time she knocks someone out, she says, "Don't tell my mommy, okay?" What? Keep in mind that by this point, Yuriko is supposedly like 15, 16 years old. And she has somehow taken a mental progression backwards to Bloody Roar 1. Primal Fury isn't much better because whenever she knocks someone out, she says, "Better not tell." Tell who and tell what? I'm just going to assume that it's the same thing as Bloody Roar 3, which means that she is now not progressing at all mentally. Now, Bloody Roar 4, if I were to show you the complete, unedited ending for Yuriko, your IQ would instantly drop by 20 points. At least. Yuriko's ending. Apparently, when she goes to the shrine, she has been following Mana in her fox form, which does not look like a fox. I know that foxes aren't just like stereotypically red with the white tail at the end, but that is not a fox. She has supposedly been following Mana, who she calls Pakupong for some reason, and followed her and apparently Mana is a little bitch because she led Yuriko into these fights with people she knew. Why would Mana not just lead her directly to the shrine? Supposedly she was testing her strength, to which I'm saying, why would you need 7 different fights to test your strength? I'm pretty sure just if Yuriko kicked Yugo's ass, I'm pretty sure that she could take on a dragon. Better yet, unlock Uranus, have her fight her once, then go to the shrine. That's all you gotta do. She basically leads Yuriko to the shrine, has her beat up the dragon, and then after Yuriko beats up the dragon, she goes, I don't understand what's going on. Pakupong can become a girl, and the priest can become a dragon. The zoanthrope doesn't know what a zoanthrope is. What the... This is a whole new level of stupid. Anyway, actually, I will give her the confusion over the priest turning into a dragon, because dragons do not fit into Bloody Roar at all. Neither does an unborn. Okay, then neither does a Spurious either. Fine, whatever. Anyway, getting back to Yuriko's ending. I can understand the confusion because it's a mythical creature. But then again, so is a phoenix, so how do you explain Primal Fury? Like I said, it was going downhill since 3. But, then, Mana says that she's sorry and explains everything in this long, boring, drawn-out monologue, which they copy and paste into every single ending in the game. It's really ridiculous. She doesn't just say the same things. They just redub the same voice clips over every ending. And they don't just do it with Mana. They do it with Yugo a couple of times too, and a few other characters. Because there are like 3 different times where Yugo goes, what's the connection with the unborn? In reality, I think that just for humor purposes, they should have redubbed him going, what did you do to Nagi? Into like 5 different endings. Because clearly they weren't taking the game seriously at all. But, so yeah, Mana explains everything. And then Yuriko, the character animations in this game are horrible too. Yuriko, while she is doing this weird sort of oversized jacket robot dance, starts going, huh, I must have been pretty strong to have gotten through all of that, not knowing any of that. Trust me, Yuriko, none of us knew any of that either. It's really not that big of a deal, but then there's this awkward pause, and there are awkward pauses through all of the Bloody Roar 4 endings, especially Nagi's. But then all of a sudden Yuriko says, she asks if she could come. No, wait, that comes later. She all of a sudden goes, oh no, I'm going to be late for dinner. My mom will be angry. Keep in mind that by this point, it has been almost entirely established that Yuriko's mom died in Bloody Roar 3. It's not official. I mean, it's hard to explain. But basically, Hudson wasn't even keeping consistent with the own plots that they made in the previous Bloody Roar games. So, Yuriko, while she is jogging in place, not facing Mana, asks if she could come play with her again, and Mana says sure, and then says, oh, and one more thing.